Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 24 until I'm a YouTube millionaire. This is for my family members, descendants, whoever ends up with my resources when I leave this world. Understand that it's an exponential growth curve when it comes to your finances and building wealth, and learn the basics, at least, of real estate. Excuse me. I own a significant amount of real estate. Okay. I bought it in relatively cheap areas that are still decent. And what you need to do, if you're trying to maintain that real estate, which you should, because I want you to be able to build off of what I've built so that your children and your children's children can also do the same thing. And keep teaching this, kind of like a trust. Like every day, you make videos to educate your descendants, and this is one of those things, all right? So that wealth doesn't get created and lost in 3 generations. All right, this is why I'm doing this. I know it's highly unlikely that it will succeed, but that's okay. I'm still going to give you the information. The basics of ensuring that your real estate will pay for itself, which is the most time-honored way of making millionaires in human history. Wealthy people. You have to account for your mortgage payment, property maintenance, CapEx, property manager, and you want to get a property manager, all right? Because this should be relatively passive, the way you do it. Not entirely, because nothing is entirely passive, but you want it to be relatively passive. And then, other random expenses. So basically, it should be 10% CapEx, 10% maintenance, 10% property management fee, 8 to 10%. And I think there's something I am not thinking of at the moment. And then your mortgage ends up usually being about 25-30%, somewhere around there. And you get whatever's left over. Okay. You need to make sure that you're charging the appropriate amount of money for rent that is, one, at least within the realm of the market rate, which you can find pretty easily on platforms like Zillow or rent.com, I think is what it is, something like that, rentals.com. You can find it all over the place. It's not too hard to find. Craigslist, etc. So be within the range. You got to look at the comparables, or they call them comps, all right? So number of bedrooms are the same, amount of square footage for the unit is the same, number of bathrooms, the area, all that stuff. So this is very basic information, and have at least 6 months of your overall expenses saved up in reserve, so that if something crazy does happen, you'll be able to pay for it. You'll be okay. Believe me, I've had my fair share of, more than my fair share of black swan events in my life, as well as all of my contemporaries, right? And they've made it very difficult to maintain the real estate portfolio up to this point. But I have, because I've followed the basic tenets of real estate business, all right? That's what you want to do. I can go on and on, but that's the basics. That's basically step 1. And if you really want to expand the real estate empire, which you should, you definitely should, don't be stupid with your money, all right? There's no reason to spend your money on 95% of the stuff that people typically spend their money on. Like, you got enough food, you're good. Your gas tank is full for your vehicle, you're good. You got a used vehicle, you're good. You don't need anything crazy. All right? And it's best, actually, that you don't show your wealth to people. And whatever leftover wealth you do have, you use that for experiences and for your family. To have experiences with your family. Because there's no real reason to spend money on a supercar unless it's like 1% or less of your overall net worth. Or, like I said, any number of things that we get. Tattoos are stupid. You're destroying your body temple or putting graffiti on it. A really powerful computer is something worth putting your money into because, at least in this era, we're on the computer about half the day. So, have these concepts in your mind. Also, I will be making a trust for all of my assets in the future, and that's something that you'll want to do as well. You can set up an annuity for all your monetary assets, set up a trust for all of your physical assets, as well as your monetary, and make it so that you can sustain this forever. You're not trying to make it so that your future progeny or descendants or whatever don't have to work, don't have to provide anything of value to the world. That's not what this is about. This is about making it so that you don't have to worry about money, so that you can go out and do stuff you actually want to do, so that you can go out and build stuff that you actually want to build. Make the world a better place in the way that you want to make it a better place, rather than be forced to work at a cubicle all day. All right? Or live off of Social Security or something like that. That's why you do it. That's why I'm trying to do it. Because I know I'm not going to be here forever. I'm 35 years old. If I'm lucky, if God blesses me with it, I might have maybe another 65 years. If life extension technology becomes a thing, which I'm praying to God that it does, maybe I'll have another 100 years. I don't know. One way or another, I know that I will not be here forever. Whatever resources I've built up to this point, which should be more than they are, but they're still halfway decent, I want to make sure that I'm leaving you guys with something to work with. All right? Always think about that. If you build a world that is good for your children, a world that protects children, then you're building a good world. That's like one of the foundational principles, if not the foundational principle, of everything we do. If your mindset is set on that, it will not be selfish, and it will be sustainable. It will make a future worth living. You build a world for your children to be able to live a better life than you. All right. So that's all I got for today. I will come back probably tomorrow probably, and give you a little bit more information about how to best set up yourself economically. My descendants, more than anything. And, yeah, love you all. You can do it. Peace.